Hi, we're Nick and Tyler, and we live in a van.
So we just found like 12 really small alligators. We are in the upper part of Everglades National Park, so
Shark Valley Visitors Center.
yeah, that's basically, yeah. Anyways, so I'll show you really fast what this. So if you can see them, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 4 or 5 right there. There's a couple over there. Crazy. Hello, little baby ones. I accidentally scared one and he ran into the water, so that's my bad. That one looks like he's about to run into the water too. So there's another little one right there, and then there's a giant one. So
This trail is kind of wild because we've seen a lot of gators. Like, we've seen more gators in the past like 30 minutes than we have
like
just
entire
driving
time,
in the past 30 minutes than we had the whole time in the
lower part of the Everglades. So we are just gonna walk on this trail for a little bit. We are staying at a campground not super far from here, but this is kind of the trail. So at the end is like this observation deck area.
But this is like 15 miles.
It's a 15-mile loop, so it'd be like 7 miles to get there. We don't want to. It's $29 a person to take the tram tour.
And $23 for a bike rental, so
So we're just gonna walk a little bit and call it a day. On this walk. Wow, he's large. This is number 2 alligator that's like just like chilling right next to the trail. He is large. We are at our campground for the night, and yet there's a giant alligator here.
our camp host said when we came in that they have bears and alligators here. So
That's exciting.
we don't have any pets. There's a sign back there that says if you have pets, they attract alligators. So
This looks like a pretty cute like area. We're just walking around the lake right now, but a little bit nervy about the whole alligator and bear thing.
we'll see how it goes.
Not ideal,
I don't imagine we'll have
but we'll
any
probably be fine
scary
because
things.
everything we have is very self-contained, so we should be fine.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be really scary is if we woke up tomorrow and there was an alligator right outside our door, so we couldn't go to the bathroom.
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Would it?
I mean, as long as there was light outside. One of my fears is that I'll get out of the van, step out, and if it's dark, and there'll just be a gator that will on my leg.
That would be really scary. We're in Clearwater, Florida, and we're staying at this guy's house, Jim, and he is so nice. He's letting us wash our clothes, which is amazing. He took us all around. He lives in a 55+ community, and he took us everywhere. He showed us everything. He told us that we could use the pool, the hot tub. He showed us where they watched like the rockets go off from like NASA and from Elon Musk's whatever. So he's super nice. Nick has been trying to do an oil change on our van for a little bit.
On German cars, they have a filter inside of a canister, so it sits like this. And in regular cars, like American-made cars, it's just like a filter that just like screws on and off. Well, in the German ones, there's a filter inside this canister, and the canister in our van sits like this, so we have to unscrew the top, and then the canister's inside, and then we put the new filter in and put it back in. Anyways, I can't get the canister undone. I've tried
Open it.
I've tried 4 different wrenches, 5 if you include my hand, 4 different wrenches, and I can't get it off.
There's no way to. So Jim, this is the reason I'm mentioning this, is Jim has been a saint like all day today. I was like having to work, so he took Nick to an auto parts store so that Nick could find something. They brought it back. It wasn't gonna work, so Jim
jumped on his motorcycle and rode all the way back and returned it. Went to a different store to get the right part. Went back to the other store to make sure it would fit, and then rode all the way back here on the sidewalk because traffic was so crazy.
And so it was wild, and it still didn't work. So we're trying to figure out what to do there.
And then we were sitting in the van, and he came out and brought us chicken.
Oh yeah, for dinner.
That he like cooked. So are you guys hungry? And just
He's
So
like,
does Susan
he's
have.
like, I'm not gonna like annoy you all night, but like he's been the nicest guy. He's traveled like the US multiple times. He was in the military for 20 years, so he's traveled the world. Like he's been the
One of the
nicest
hosts
humans
we've
I've ever met.
met.
All right, so this is just like the private dock that they have here. And Jim is so nice. We just ran into him and he was like, hey, if you guys want to go to the hot tub tonight, feel free to do it. But this is what it looks like. Oh, so pretty. Today has not been our ideal day, I would say. We went to the beach and we were like, hey, let's go donate plasma so we can make a little bit of extra money. Ended up taking over 3 hours. So that was not amazing. Took most of the day. I think Nick's probably already talked about this, but he tried to, we tried to take our van into Mercedes to see if they could pull up the lid of the oil cap. They said that they wouldn't unless they were actually doing the oil change. We went to Walmart, bought 2 different tools to do so. Anyways, so it's been a mess. Nick finally got it figured out. He basically put a crap ton of elbow grease into it and got it off, which created a blister and then a popped blister as he was doing so. And so to reward ourselves from a frustrating and not ideal day, Nick's swimming. All right, we are at,
Girl and a Grill. It says it right behind you.
and look who we have! Mom and Karen! Woohoo! We picked them up at like 5:30 and we've been driving around to like five different places to try and find food. And here we are! This looks amazing. Tell them what you got.
Shrimp and grits.
Tell them what we got.
A steak bagel. I forgot what it was. It's basically a Philly cheesesteak on a bagel.
Woohoo!
Here in Tampa, just north of the heart of Tampa, we're here with Amy and Karen, and we are here at Joel Jackson Nature Center. So we're
This
gonna go
is
check it out.
Lettuce Conservation Park or something like that. One of my friends suggested it, so here we are. All right, we're on the top of the observation tower.
There's a couple gators. There's one down there on the bank, right there. And there's one.
That's so crazy. Look at that giant fish next to him. How do you feel, Mom? It doesn't feel real, does it, Nick?
So surreal. I've never seen a gator before this.
There's 2 of them. So there's one there and one right there. They're just little guys. Look at this bird. That's crazy. All right, Nick, tell them all the different animals we've seen so far while we've been here.
Amy spotted a snake.
I spotted a steak.
Oh, so sorry. Amy was not happy that Ty spotted a snake. We've seen a few gators.
She asked specifically not to see one, and I pointed it out immediately.
Seen lots of birds. Quite a few gators. A lot of turtles.
Oh,
A snake.
look how big that snake is.
That's a gator.
That's a gator, Karen.
That is a big snake.
Yeah, it's a big, huge snake.
It's like right there. You can't really see it. It's pretty well hidden,
But it's
Just a
moving.
little guy.
but it's moving a little bit. Good eye, Karen. What has been your favorite thing that you've seen so far?
Well, I enjoy seeing the alligators in the water away from us, and some of the birds. They're pretty.
Birds are pretty. I always really like the alligators, and I like seeing the snakes from afar. I just know they're poisonous, so they can stay there.
All right, Mom.
They've covered everything.
Okay, but what's your favorite? It's not their favorites.
I liked seeing the alligator out more in the open water.
Okay, seeing it like move and stuff.
Yeah, and like from the tower,
Mm-hmm.
and being able to look down and actually see it move far away.
Cool.
It's pretty clear water.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
So we just wrapped up our nature trail walk. Amy only jumped twice.
One of which was at squirrels, and the other one was at fish.
A bird.
/ bird.
Oh, it was 3.
Oh,
Fish and the bird.
you're right.
3 times isn't bad. Go zip lining at this place. We talked about waivers on the way over, and
We had
all
to
the people
sign,
that had died.
7 of them.
7 pages.
Yes. Karen's really excited. She loves ziplining.
she was gonna go check this little lake for any alligators.
Yeah, make sure there's no alligators.
There probably is. I watched a video once that said you want to know a surefire way to figure out if there's an alligator in a Florida water, and he goes up and he picks up some water. He's like, "Is it wet? There's a gator." We just checked in, and so we got here a little bit early because they asked us to. Anyways, we're really excited. From what it looks like, we're gonna be the only people on like the zip line and everything, which will be really fun. We'll have our own like little tour. I'm just running back to the van right now so that I can drop off like phones and stuff. We're gonna be using the GoPro, but you can see that's like a little platform that we'll be ziplining to and from at some point. So yeah, we're really excited. It'll be fun, and switch to GoPro.
Good to go whenever you're ready, man.
That log was hard.
Yes! Woo, woo, woo!
I'm telling you, after the first 2, I was like, I shouldn't have done this.
You got it, you got it.
Me too. I was like, Mom, taking your shoe off is not.
We're gonna have to skip it probably. Just keep walking a little bit. You got the long rope in your hand.
Look hard and turn still win.
Oh, it's so fun. Even the obstacles, even though they're a little scary.
This is pretty exciting. I like to think I'm pretty coordinated, but that has yet to be discovered.
We did those ones first. What's been your favorite one?
I kind of like the boardwalk. The sketchy boardwalk.
Nick did it without hands.
It was kind of scary because I didn't expect it to balance, which was silly. But
What's your favorite?
Those 2 down there. Because they weren't as hard.
Trying to spin.
I like a little ball.
This is what we're doing next. Are you stoked, Karen?
This one's gonna be the
Easiest
easier
one
than all the others. For sure.
Oh, that's nothing. What the heck, you're ready to land. We made it to the beach. We are at Honeymoon Island. It's a state park here in Florida, just outside of Tampa, and it's beautiful, super fun. We're just kind of taking a walk. Karen and my mom are just laying out for a little bit. We laid out for a few minutes, but the UV index is really high right now, so they're probably gonna get fried. And we just decided to kind of walk down. Since this is just a little island, we wanted to see what it looked like.
We're going to check out the other part of the beach. down this, a little bit further down this way, because it is hecka crowded down back where we came from. And so far, it's nice, but there's a lot of rocks and stuff. But there's way less people, so it's been pretty cool.
Wrapping up our time at the beach. My mom got toasted. She's red. I don't know if you can see her. Erin got red too. We've been here for about 3 hours. The UV index has ranged from what was the highest, an 11?
11.
And it went, right now it's an 8. So we figured we should probably leave, at least hang out in the van for a little bit before we get too red, too toasted. My mom put on sunblock like 3 times and still got pretty red.
What happens when I have a whole spring of rain and clouds?
Just on a little walk. Seen a bunch of birds. All right, so after the beach, we're still at Honeymoon State Park. And they have this whole other section that you can like take a walk. So far we've been walking 1.4 miles. Nick, tell them all the different birds we've seen.
2 ospreys?
Yes, at least 2 so far.
2 ospreys, and then at the very end of the trail, they cut off the road because there was a bald eagle's nest. I only saw 1, but I think there was 2 in the nest.
Right? Mm-hmm. 2 in the nest, but we saw 1.
So we've seen a lot of pretty cool birds on this trail. It's been really cool.
And there's no alligators to eat us.
Spooky if he was like...
Look, it's a turtle. Tell them how you feel.
I love turtles. I've never been happier.
Than this moment, seeing this turtle.
Bye.
Quick little voiceover here. We went to a place called Croc Encounters where we got to see these caterpillars and we got to see a bunch of different alligators and crocodiles. So we got to see some that were pretty massive. It was really nice for my mom and aunt because they had only seen the ones in the wild. And as you can see, we saw some really small ones that were almost baby sized, almost as small as the ones that we showed you at the beginning, but not quite as small. Then we got to see these massive ones. This one was a 1,300-pound alligator. So massive. It was like 20 years old. So huge. We just loved it. It was such a fun, like, little adventure. Realized that most of our sound, like, we were on a tour this whole time, so we tried to not talk most of it. But yeah, we got to see all of these different gators. At this point, we got to feed some turtles, which is really cool. Here's a video of my mom and then of my aunt. I know, we just keep these turtles, which was really cool. I think our favorite part was either feeding the turtles or this next part. Not this video, but in about 2 videos, you'll see our favorite part. All right, so this crocodile, they tried to deep clean the enclosure.
And she lunged at one of the workers.
She was not very happy. So now they deep clean her enclosure, not going inside of it. Also, look at this little turtle trying to make silly decisions. This was one of our favorite parts. Are you kidding me? Look at all of these gators all in one spot. It was so wild, so fun. And then we got to hold a baby gator. We've been just like looking at them from afar and trying not to get too close to them. And then at this point, we got to freaking hold one. What a crazy experience. So if you're in Tampa, Croc Encounters is a really cool experience. And you learn a lot, so loved it. So we just spent the last probably hour or so at the manatee viewing area. There was no manatees there, but we got to touch some stingrays. We got to kind of walk around a little bit. It's been really nice. And we just did a little walk to this viewing area so we can see kind of the whole bay. It's really beautiful, and at the top there's actually a nice breeze because we've been sweating. It's a little toasty. How have you liked it, Mom?
It's been good. Hot.
It's a little toasty today.
It's warm and humid.
Yeah. Well, it's been really nice. It's a beautiful spot. Kind of wish that we would have seen some manatees. So sad that we didn't get to, but it's a little too warm for manatees to be in the area. But we're gonna head to a spring next, and hopefully Mom and Karen can walk in that. After being able to cool off in the AC of the car, we made it to a freshwater spring There's a whole other section that you can swim at, and unfortunately they only like give out wristbands for a certain number of people every day, and they had already sold them out for the day, so we can just kind of wander around, but we can't actually swim, so that's a little bit sad. But there's this other area just the side of it where nobody else is, and so I'm so happy that my mom and aunt get to see a freshwater spring. Unfortunately, they're leaving tonight, so this is our just last couple hours together. So, Mom and Karen, what has been your favorite part of your trip? We've done a whole variety of things. Tell the people what you would suggest doing if they were to come.
Doing like we did and have a variety of things. So we've done natural conservation preserves, is that what it is? I don't know. We've done like 3 of them, and 3 walks on those, which has been really cool. We've got to see a ton of awesome wildlife.
Bunch of random birds. We got some snakes, alligators.
Squirrels that kept scaring me, jumping out. But then like we went ziplining, which was a blast. We went to the beaches. That was amazing. I got fried.
Look at the back of her legs.
And then like here, just looking at this gorgeous spring. It's gorgeous. So everything has been just fun and amazing, and I can't imagine like not
doing everything that we did.
Like, I don't think that there was anything that I wouldn't have done that we did. And there's probably, well, obviously there's so much more to see, but we're only here for a limited time.
What about you, Karen? Anything that you would add to everything that my mom said?
I don't think so, because we had a blast doing everything. You know, we were non-stop going, and we just...
I felt like at the beach we were stopped.
Oh yeah, that was my hard part.
Karen ended up watching just like TV shows on her phone so that she would be
Ty
content.
and I could lay on the beach and just all day,
every day, and just soak it in and just be so happy. Nick likes to swim a little bit more, so he typically will sit with me for a little bit and then go splash around in the waves. Karen couldn't handle it, so she kept watching TV shows.
I mean, if Ty hadn't have said, "Oh, I think that I'm getting a little burnt, I should go back to the van," and then I was like, well, if you're getting burnt, that means all of us should probably go back to the van, and she's the only one that ended up with like nothing. And we're just,
I didn't get like
fried.
I got a little bit of red on my chest, but like so minuscule, and I don't understand because everybody else used sunblock and I didn't because I wanted some sun. But it's fine, whatever.
That's the problem. We used the lotion.
Whatever. My mom would have been so much worse
I
if she
know.
hadn't used any sunblock.
And I used it so many times.
Anyways, this is just wrapping up basically what we're going to be doing. I think the only last thing that we may do today, we'll get some food somewhere, and then I'll take them to the airport.
And a long drive. Long
flight. We'll be sad to see them go, but one last look of the spring for you guys, and thanks for watching. Hello from outside of Charleston, South Carolina. Tybee Island. Staying